Good afternoon, folks. Happy Monday. It is Saving Money Unapologetically with your host, PG. That is me. It's Money Monday, and as the title shows, P.S.A. warning, public service announcement warning. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, the CEO of Walmart, Doug McMillon, told the Economic Club of Chicago several weeks back that you can see that people are buying smaller packages of items that they would normally buy a regular size package during the early part of the month. Now they're coming in at the end of the month and buying smaller packages. Sometimes they don't even come in to shop at all. Axios noted that even convenience stores were also seeing a downward incline in terms of sales. Sales have been tumbling 4.3% and even higher for this year alone, ending in the month of February. People can't afford it anymore. Sales representative David Girano told the Wall Street Journal, if it is not a necessity, they are not as willing to splurge anymore because they cannot afford it. Folks, we're in some dire economic times. Please make sure whatever you do is going to help try to sustain your budget. Whatever you do, try a little harder. Maybe you may need to go out and maybe get a side gig or a side hustle for a few hours a day or just a couple hours per week to shore up. $50 to $75 extra per week can sometimes feed your entire family for that week. It just depends. It could add, a little bit more to what you have as far as going out to be able to purchase groceries and what have you. This is just basically a public service announcement that I wanted to come on and talk to you about today, because just a few days back, it was Dollar General. This really, I guess, did not make the broad scope of the news media from Walmart, but I don't know why. Maybe I didn't hear it. But as reading some retail articles that I always do on Mondays, I came across an article that was talking about this, and I wanted to bring it to you guys' attention, to all of my loyal subscribers, even the folks that happen upon my channel, even my future subscribers or future followers. Please just take heed to the warnings that are being put out here. Whatever you need to do to try to shore up or to gain a little bit more leeway in your budget, you have to make perhaps some difficult choices. You may have to eliminate some of your streaming services. You may have to eliminate perhaps going out for lunch each day at work. There's some things that we can all cut back on to help keep our monies in our wallet and keep our dollars in order to be able to stretch them when and where we need to during the course of the month or during the course of an off cycle of the pay period. So with that being said, I invite each and every one of you to take a long look at your budgets. If you have a budget, go over some things that you may have overlooked or some things that may be on the back burner that you possibly could eliminate, or maybe call some of your service providers and ask for discounts. Call and see if there's any other specials that you may be able to take advantage of. There's a lot of things out there, but some of the retailers and some of the service providers won't necessarily tell you this, or it won't be in your monthly statement or bill statement. But if you call to find out if it's anything that they can do to lower your bills or lower your what you're paying now, a lot of times you will find that, you may be able to cut back on something 10% here, 15 or 20% savings there. Actually will add up in the long run and free up a few more dollars so that you can put those dollars somewhere else, wherever it is needed. But that's really all I have. I wanted to bring that on to you. Also, by the way, just to let you know, also speaking on Dollar General again, Dollar General in the early part of 2025, we're already in March, they will be closing a little less than 100 stores the early part of this year. Those are low or underperforming stores and stores that have fallen on hard economic times, and they are definitely going to close those locations. I don't know how that will affect my listening audience, but just note that sometimes when you go to a store and you suddenly go back next month or in a few weeks and you see that, they have a closing sign on the door, that's why they're not making the revenue that they had expected to make. And they're going to cut their losses quickly in order to maintain the other stores that they have left. Dollar General itself has, I think, roughly 20,000 stores, or a little shy of 20,000 nationwide. So they're not going to waste too much time in cutting stores that aren't making profit. So whatever that looks like in your town, in your city, your state, your suburban area, or wherever you are, just know that we're in some rough, tough economic times. So do whatever is necessary that you need to do to try to curtail some things, try to shore up your budget. Don't forget, if you have a few extra dollars along the way, always buy a little bit of extra things that, can stretch your food cost a little bit more, so that you'll have some extras on hand as times get tougher. You may be able to pull from your pantries. You may be able to cook directly from your pantries, and maybe not, skip a week or so of going to the groceries every month, so that you can continue to survive economically. We all have a long road ahead of us, and it's going to be tougher for others, whereas it's going to be really tough, or even tougher, for some people. You just never know. So thank you for tuning in. This is a public service announcement about Walmart, even noticing that their clientele and customers who have been coming into their stores at the end of the month are buying smaller packages of items, or some of them aren't showing up at all towards the end of the month. So that means there's no money left for the consumers to spend in some of these stores. Be mindful. Take note of what your spending habits are. See where you can cut if you can. Some people have already cut to the bare minimum, the bare bone, and they can't cut anymore. But hey, find some extra resources. Maybe do potlucks in your neighborhood, or if you have a few neighbors and you guys get together, maybe once a week, you can think about doing a potluck and everyone bring a dish. That will free up, you'll get a hot meal for you and your family, and be able to, fellowship as well. So that could save you in the long run. There's plenty of ideas that you can toss around with family and friends and even coworkers. If gas is a problem for you, maybe someone lives nearby and you guys can carpool. There's some extra things that we all can do. We just have to, come up with the ideas and implement those plans and go forward with the ideas, put them into action and tweak them. If something is not quite working, then you may have to change it up a little bit. But there's always a little something that we can all do to cut back as best we can. Thank you for tuning in. You've been listening to Saving Money Unapologetically with your host, PG. That is me. Good Monday afternoon, folks. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week. Be safe out there. Talk to you later. Bye now.